I'd sort of been on and off watching porn since I was 9 years old. But
yo, what? 9? Ah, 9? Nah, bro, I'm 9 years old. Let me hear that again.
Videos before, you'll know that I've sort of been on and off watching porn since I was 9 years old.
9? Why do you even have a phone at 9? You have age restrictions or stuff on 9. You're watching porn. And what's even more crazy, how did he get onto the website? Did he use his mum's ID or something? And crazy all, why does his mum check his phone? Like, why? Oh, 9, that's crazy, bro. Yo, sup, this is my first reacting vid. We're gonna be reacting to Luke Vidler, You're Never Good Again, after what I disgustingly did. Okay, anyways, let's get into the video.
The deputy principal's office with my girlfriend having the most awkward and uncomfortable conversation about something I've been caught doing a couple of weeks before, wondering how the f*** I let myself get into this situation. So to answer that question,
I think I already know what he did. I legit, bro. I think he did it, bro. I think he did it. Genuinely, bro. How old was he then? Like 15, 14? Yo, bro, losing your V card at 14. Well, it might not be that. That's what I think, bro. But that's crazy. Getting caught in school doing that shit, bro. Don't do that shit. Yo.
let me take you back to where it all began. It's August 2020, around 7 months into high school, and I've become reasonably good friends with this girl in my class named Tara. Now, I've known Tara since kindergarten, but we'd never really been friends until we got into high school. I guess you could sort of say it was a circumstantial friendship in the sense that we were only friends because we were in the same class. We wouldn't really speak much outside of class. But given that I'd been friends with Tara for a couple of months at this point, I thought that I'd become reasonably familiar with her sort of sense of humour and the type of person she was. You know, we'd crack jokes with one another, I'd take photos on her phone, all of that sort of thing. But it was also
normal right now. This is kind of normal.
A bit on my corn usage. If you're a regular viewer, you watch my videos before.
Yo, what? What? Why? Why are you using corn? Why? Yo, bro, just from that I might have to age restrict this video. But why are you using corn, bro? Don't use corn. Generally. I watched this guy's videos a couple of ago and he mentions corn a lot, but why are you using corn? Generally. I don't know. You have a life ahead of you. It might be good in the moment, but it won't be good in the end. But I don't use corn, by the way. How do I know that? I've watched a message. So anyways, let's continue.
I've sort of been on and off watching porn since I was 9 years old. But
yo, what? 9? Ah, 9? Nah, bro, I'm 9 years old. Let me hear that again.
Videos before, you'll know that I've sort of been on and off watching porn since I was 9 years old.
9? Why do you even have a phone at 9? You have age restrictions or stuff on 9. You're watching porn. And what's even more crazy, how did he get onto the website? Did he use his mum's ID or something? And crazy all, why does his mum check his phone? Like, why? Oh, 9, that's crazy, bro.
But at this point over the past year, I had really picked up and started watching it consistently pretty much every single day. So I think it goes without saying, my mindset was very altered and very geared towards lust. And I think looking back on this time period, that definitely altered my perception of what was acceptable to say socially, especially in situations with women. Which brings us to one day in mid-August. I'm sitting in English class talking to Tara as I usually do, when something possesses me to make a stupid, out-of-pocket joke, which, looking back, was hands down the dumbest fucking thing I could have said in this moment. I say to Tara that Christmas is coming up in a couple of months and that I'm going to buy her a toy, if you know what I mean. Now,
is he talking about those dildies? If you don't know, let me tell you what a dildy is. Is he talking about those dildies, bro? What the fuck? Why is this showing up on my shit, bro? What is a dildy? If you don't know, guys, a dildo or a dildy is like, it's like this, bro. I'm not gonna say because I think I might get censored. Like, a dildy is this, or a dildo, like E, bro. E. And if you know what I mean.
Now, as soon as this came out of my mouth, I actually didn't see any sort of issue with it. Like, I literally thought that would be a funny joke she would laugh at. But pretty much immediately she gives me this disgusted look and tells me how disgusting.
Yeah, bro. We all doing the same. We saying, yo, why the fuck are you saying that shit, bro? Like, hell nah, bro. I'm telling the teacher, I'm blocking you, shit. Oh, fuck. I just choked. because yeah, bro, that's stupid as shit.
Disgusting, and she goes, that's disgusting. Why would you say that? And so I sort of just brushed it off. I think, she just mustn't have found that one funny. But I didn't really think anything too much of it. But it gets to the first period the next day, and I'm sitting in science class once again with my close mate and Tara, doing a worksheet. Around half an hour into class, I finish my sheet and I turn to Tara to start talking to her once again. And for whatever reason, I decided to make the same stupid joke that I did the previous.
So not only did bro say it once, he said it twice. Like, did you not get the hint? Did you not? Like, genuinely, bro.
Day about the tweet. Only this time, I'm going in a bit more heavily with it. I get up a photo on my phone, like I look it up on eBay and start showing her a picture of what it is.
I don't know if you're talking about dildo, bro. I don't know if you're talking about dildo. Why?
And I can just tell her she's visibly uncomfortable, And I didn't expect that. I just thought that she would find it funny the same way I did. It's also, like I said, what I found acceptable was largely put down to the fact that my mindset was so altered because of my consumption, right? So as soon as I show her this photo, this item on eBay, she once again tells me how fucking disgusting I am. She tells me that I shouldn't say stuff.
Agreed, bro. Like, you have to agree that she's accepted. She's done disgusting. If someone tells me, yo bro, let me buy a dildo for you, I'm like, fuck no. Disgusting piece of shit. Okay, let's continue.
Like that is really fucking weird. And so I sort of realised at this point, she's 100% uncomfortable. I shouldn't keep making this joke. And
yeah, bro, for the first time in this video, he makes something right. But I'm wondering, what is that thing that he got car for that was so uncomfortable?
After that, she just ignores me for the whole period. Like, she literally doesn't talk to me. When I try to talk to her, she just turns away, talks to her friends. And I can tell, she's visibly upset. I don't really think anything of it. First period ends.
Agreed.
And
she's
we
probably going to be
forward
upset.
to the very end of recess. The bell just rung to go to third period. And I'm walking up the library steps to go to my next class when I hear a voice bellow out from behind me. I turn around and it is none other than my deputy principal. Think, oh fuck, this can't be good. It's never anything good when you have a deputy calling out to you. So I turn around and say, yeah, what's up? And she tells me that she needs me to come into her office to have a chat. Let's crack on, by the way, let's get back to the video in just a second, but first, please hit the sub button because every single one of you who are subscribed,
I'm already subbed, but I'm gonna just skip this because I don't wanna hear you guys.
I haven't been in any sort of trouble recently. I've been on my best behaviour. I haven't been doing anything stupid in class. I haven't even been wagging. But I walk into her office, tells me to take a seat. I do exactly that. And suddenly everything becomes clear. She explains to me that she's received a complaint from someone in my class that I've been making inappropriate remarks to girls, right? More specifically, just one girl. So of course, as soon as she tells me this, I knew who it was. I hadn't said this to anyone else, and as far as I understood, I was pretty good with Tara. She wouldn't go to the deputy for something that I'd said, she'd just tell me. But she starts saying to me, what I've been saying is absolutely disgusting. I need to learn how to treat women better, that I need to stop objectifying them. And honestly, I completely agree now, but at the time...
Agreed, bro. Agreed. Why are you doing that shit to women, bro? Are you making inappropriate remarks? Like, if it's with your bros, even sometimes that's still not acceptable. You may find something funny, but what? What if they don't do porn? What if they don't? What? They're gonna find you fucking disgusting, innit? Or maybe they just might go along with it because they're fucking weird as well. But yeah.
All I could think in my mind is how much of a snitch Tara is. Like, I thought she was my friend, you know, she snitched me into the deputy. And so I'm sitting there still thinking that I'm in the right, despite what I fucking said. You know, it's quite rational that Tara didn't want to confront me about this herself. She just went to the deputy and let her deal with it. Completely fair. But unfortunately, that is not where the story ends. Nah, that is just the beginning. This conversation...
Bro. If it gets weird, like real weird, I might just not post this. And I might just put it age restricted. Because I never know. Some of my viewers might be like 9? I don't know, younger than 13, younger than 18, definitely. Because 18-year-old older is like, shit, bro, that's weird.
In the deputy's office that day couldn't even prepare me for the conversation I'd be having with her just a short year later. So fast forward a year and a bit later to October of 2021. As you may already be aware, I've been dating this girl in my class named Sarah for probably 7 months at this point. And it was around this time that we'd been skipping a fair bit of class. You know, I had a couple of classes that we didn't like. There was sort of this laneway in the tech block that teachers would pretty rarely walk by, and when they wouldn't really be paying attention. So we'd pretty much just skip class and mess around in the tech block. So it's a Wednesday afternoon, and Sarah and I have science, which neither of us really liked. It wasn't the subject itself, it's just we didn't really get along with the teacher who was in it. So we decide that we're going to do our usual and go to the tech block, sit in the lane and wag the entire period. We do exactly that. We walk through this alley, and at first everything's super normal. We're sitting in there for around 10 minutes, getting up to our usual activities, when all of a sudden out the corner of my eye, I see the music teacher walk by. But she doesn't completely walk past, she sort of does like a double back. She goes past and comes back, and I see her stop in her tracks. Fuck. My heart literally sinks into my stomach, knowing that she has just caught me in the act. You know, I should be in class, I shouldn't be in the tech block with Sarah fucking around, right? So she starts off the conversation with, why aren't you two in class? Obviously we had no good excuse. We
don't know, because I just don't want to be in class.
We're skipping, we should be in class, that's our bad. And she proceeds to say, there's a time and place, guys. This is not appropriate whatsoever. I suggest you get to class right now, or else I'll have to report you to the principal. But the music teacher sort of assures us that if we go to class right now, she's not going to tell the deputy, she's not going to tell the principal, nothing will come of it. So Sarah and I are sure that we're going to go to class, but we actually just walk over to the hizzy block and sit in the elevator shaft, where once again not many people would walk by. We wait until the period.
Yo, bro, you just made it whisper. You go to class. You go to class, bro. Just go to class. You made another mistake, which is skipping class twice after a warning already. Generally, bruh. Generally.
And the bell rings to go to the next period, and Sarah and I are fully expecting to be called into the deputy's office, you know, to be consulted about what we've just been caught doing, you know, skipping class and that. But nothing happens on this particular day. Like, we literally think we've gotten away with it. No calls home, parents don't have to know, deputy's not even going to question us. But unfortunately, we weren't going to get away with it that easy. A couple of weeks go by, and Sarah and I still haven't been spoken to about the incident, right? Skipping class, getting up to things we definitely shouldn't have been doing. We get to one day towards the end of the
yeah, lads.
And Sarah and I get pulled out of the same class at the same time by one of those office messages asking us to go down to our deputy principal's office. So this is when we sort of realise, yeah, we're probably about to be spoken to about how frequently we've been skipping class, you know, what we got caught doing a couple of weeks before. So we start walking down to the deputy's office. We get to her door, and she tells us to both take a seat. Sure enough, we sit down, and everything once again becomes abundantly clear. She explains that it's come to her attention that we've been skipping a lot of class, and not only have we been skipping a lot of class, but multiple teachers have complained about our behaviour, talking about how we've been getting up to no good together during school, and that she's not impressed, to say the least. And just to add icing to the fucking cake, you know, salt to the wound, she tells us that our English teacher has raised some concerns about how close...
Watkins, okay, but if generally they've not been fucking around doing some shit, like weird shit, like, you know, intimate stuff, that's fine. But if they're saying that they can't be boyfriend and girlfriend, then like fuck that shit, bro. I agree with them. If if the teachers ain't letting you at your age be boyfriend and girlfriend, which is something that you've already discussed outside school and you've done stuff out of school, but not in class, and you've not done some weird shit in school, that's fine. But like, if you do the weird shit in school, then yeah, I agree with the teachers.
We're getting in class. You know, we were always sort of that cringy couple who were sort of like hugging and stuff in class all the time. Very corny sort of relationship, right? And looking back, once again, I can say that was 100% the case. Like, I look at this sort of time period and the way that I was, and it's just like, bro, time and place, you know, you're at school, you're there to learn, you're not there to fucking be all over your partner in class, you know, hugging each other, talking about how much you love one another. You do that on your own time, right? So as we're sitting there having this super awkward conversation, there's a lot of thoughts rushing through my mind. So I think the main one being, how can I make sure that this doesn't happen again? I'm literally just sitting there bathing in embarrassment. You know, these teachers have pretty much caught us red-handed. It's just on another level of fucking weird having this conversation with the deputy principal.
Yeah, bro. I'm not saying that this has happened to me.
I can just tell that she's visibly
Went to the wrong place again, bro.
A short year later. So fast forward a year, my heart literally sinks into my stomach, knowing that she has just caught me in the act. You know, I should be in class, I should have... He's not even going to question us, but unfortunately, we weren't going to get away with it that easy. Horny sort of relationship and this super awkward conversation. The deputy principal. But we end up finishing off the conversation by her telling me that I'm pretty lucky with the consequences I'm getting let off with. You know, I should be on a classroom behaviour monitoring card because I've been acting like a dickhead in class with my two mates. And she tells me that she's going to be taking attendance of Sarah and I every single day, every single period for the rest of the year. Like, completely fair enough, because we've been skipping so much class together. So after this, Sarah and I make sure to be very careful. You know, we're going to class every single day, we don't fuck about, make sure to be on our best behaviour. But bro, looking back at this story now, obviously I can see that pretty much every single person in it, except for myself, was thinking rationally, right? Of course I shouldn't have said that to Tara. Of course I shouldn't have been skipping class with Sarah, getting up to shit that I wasn't supposed to. You know, you're at school to learn. You're not there to fuck about and just do whatever you want. But to tie all of this together...
True, bro. I still hate school, though. Well, our school, bro. Our school's shit. Our school's shit, bro. I still hate school. Even though I'm meant to be learning there, yeah, bro, the teachers... Nah. Shouldn't, you know.
I would say my lustful mindset and my priorities being so fucking skewed and warped purely just came down to my corn consumption and the amount of that I would watch consistently. Like, I think a lot of young men can genuinely resonate with me when I say the porn has been the stem and the core reason for the majority of your struggles in life and the reason for your sort of deviation of focus and lack of work ethic. That was certainly the case for me when I was younger in my teenage years, you know, when all these stories take place. And I feel like, honestly, I was in a bit of a rush to grow up. It's like 1 minute, you know, 2019, I was playing with Legos, drawing characters. The next is 2021, only 2 years later, and my top priority is watching porn and hanging out with my girlfriend. Where the fuck?
Why are you watching corn, bro? Don't be doing that shit. Watching corn is bad.
Fucking time go, bro. Hold on to your youth, because it goes so fucking fast. Like, it's crazy to
That's one thing I have to agree with. If you fuck around while you're young, it will affect when you're older. Do the shit that's weird, like when you're older, not do the shit that's weird when you're younger. Like, do your youth, bro. Do your youth. Generally, don't fuck around with your life. Don't fuck around with your shit, because that's what will fucking happen. You say some weird shit, bro. You will get into fucked up relationships if you want all these grown up shit stuff. Like, first of all, I don't even know why the corn hub is created. Like, why? I don't know who created it. Why did they create it? Why the fuck did they create it? What the fuck was their idea to create it? But yeah, so okay.
I'm about to be 19 years old. 12 years old feels like a couple days ago, bro. It's just insane to think how quickly this period of your life goes, and it's, you know, you hear it all the time, you can't get it back. They are genuinely some of the best years of your life. But yeah, bro, make better decisions. Don't be like me. Keep building your Lego, riding your bike, going out with your mates, being innocent and keeping that purity about you. Worry about all that other shit when you're older, when you're old enough to make those decisions for yourself. Because I promise you, once you get into adulthood, half of the things you wanted to do as a teenager don't even cross your mind anymore, because there's far more important things than taking drugs, hooking up with girls and doing all of this meaningless shit. I can promise you that you're not missing out on anything in your teenage years, you're not missing out on anything in your adulthood. Focus on progressing yourself as a person, becoming as good as you can be, making as much money as you possibly can, building yourself as a person, becoming closer with God, and...
W mentioned, bro. W. The best thing you can do in this life is accept God. Do all this shit, do all this shit, do all this weird shit. He will accept you still. He will forgive you. Generally. That's the best thing I can say for you guys. Don't do porn, don't do lust, don't do shit. But it's a human thing. I can bet you more than millions and millions of people in this world have done it. And like, most of them, they have gone back to God. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm guessing. So, yeah.
Learning what it means to be a godly man and to grow closer to him and attract a godly woman and build a relationship with one another, because that is genuinely what will end up.
W. Philippians chapter 4 verse 16. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. You can do anything. You can climb mountains. You can ranges. I don't know what the fuck I'm on about. You can go further. And when I mean that, you can go as you can break your limiter if you believe you can do it. So that's the best advice I have to say for you guys.
Fulfilling you and making you whole in life, having a fulfilling relationship and building yourself to be the best that you can and doing the best that you can, giving back to the world, just as I'm doing here. I'm very glad you made it to the end of this video. I'm super grateful for every single one of you who watch these. It's genuinely such a privilege to be able to do this every single day and call it my job. I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed, hit the sub button, smash the like, and as always, stay grounded, my G.
So guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Please make sure to hit like, subscribe please. I really need this. I'm kind of homeless. Well, I'm not homeless, I'm homeless. But please guys, I really need to get monetized. I'm so low on subscribers. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. I'll start doing this one. So, bye.